This is the third time these two teams have met this season. First two games were in South Bend on the campus of the University of Notre Dame. Gophers win the draw and send it in. Snuggerud gets it back to the point. Leo Grubel with it. Crosses to the far side. Kester a long bomb. That's steered away. Gophers shovel it up the near side, but it's held in by Fisher. Feeds it across. Hoodlin back to Fisher. Walks in. Fires the shot. Harry the save. Doesn't know where it is. It's right behind him. And it rolls over the line and in the net. And despite the massive pressure by Minnesota to start this game, it's Notre Dame opening the scoring.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody knew where that puck was. Paul Fisher is going to streak in right from the blue line. Watch here. Fisher takes the shot, and it hit the pad of Airy, snuck behind him, and Fisher just stayed with it. The initial shot came, and it must have hit weird on the pad of Airy, because it hit his pad and then snuck in between them. Oh!
Jimmy Snuggerud takes care of that. We're even at a goal apiece.
After a goal is one of the most important things. You see Eric Paulson there make the initial play.
The line change here, whether Notre Dame was allowed to have one, but the officials say everything was fine. Quick shot off the draw by Ziemer right on. Good. Renzel carries in, buys himself some space, now walks in, cuts to the high slot, fires, and he just ripped it one. There's Snuggerud. Oh, he almost had another gift.
Here's Sam Renzel taking that shot, and the puck's going to go right off the backboards to Snuggerud. And Snuggerud, watch him here, right there, right between the legs. And he just couldn't get up. Kemp got back.
Barr, the rebound comes back to the far point. Whipple dumps it right back in. Here's Lamb looking. Feints it back. Chesley lets it go. Big rebound in front. Backhander right on. And Kemp has got the glove on it, and he holds. And
you would watch Lamb here with the diagonal pass. Shot on net by Chesley. Matthew Wood gets a piece of it. And Kemp holds his ground, and there's Brody Lamb. Hey, I'm looking for that rebound. Leave me alone.
And clears it away. And now a 2-on-2 the other way. Hughlin across the line. Crisscrosses with Clark. Comes to the slot. Bouncing puck. And it ends up in the corner.
I tell you.
Clark gets run over. Penalty. Score! Thomas buries it. And the Gophers regain the lead.
They're sneaking in. And watch Thomas here. Gets the pass from Luke Middlestead, but he was just flaring down closer to that net. Opened himself up. You saw Middlestead and Thomas. Geez,
Middlestead, John Middlestead gets it to go. And it's now 3-1. The Gophers are dominating this one, especially in the offensive zone.
And work, and you saw the work behind the net. I believe that's Beckett Hendrickson behind the net. And he's just going to throw it right out in front, John Middlestead.
Yandy playing his graduate year at Notre Dame, number 27. Had it knocked away from him, and now Connor Kurth throws it in on goal.
And Notre Dame's just looking around, standing still. And it's been kind of a shooting gallery here for Minnesota in this first period.
Now Renzel, Middlestead throws it on net. Well, they understood the message, because this start has been everything that Coach Motzko would want to see. Long shot, that surprised Airy, then it bounces off Chesley. Great block there as Bolinski went down in front of it. Now Wood, side of the net, coming out front is Moore. He pushes his rebound just wide. Gophers come up with it. Snuggerud back to Renzel. Drops it off one-time rocket. Oh, it hit the post. The official is saying it's no goal. 24 seconds left on the power play. Kurth walking in. Turn back. Now brings it to the blue line. Kester's shot deflected. Clark on the doorstep. Banging on it. On the far side. Snuggerud in. Tries to put it in front. Deflects high in the air. Gophers keep it alive. Walking in. Shot right on. Kemp the save. Rebound pushed around to the near side. Hendrickson. Sharp angle. And it went off the heel of his stick to the corner. Kurth now on the forecheck. Notre Dame's finally able to clear, but only momentarily. Right back in come the Gophers. Here's Kurth. Puts it up the slot. Score! Snuggerud! And it's now 4-1 Minnesota.
Immediately turns the puck the other way. Kester to Snuggerud. And Snuggy gets a shot. I think it's going to be deflected a little bit off a stick of the... Silyanov was that forward there who got a piece of Snuggerud's shot. Nonetheless, they'll take it 4-1 Minnesota.
Remarkable opening period, and they get another! It's Nevers on the doorstep! 5-1 Minnesota!
Right, 1-2-3, Gophers get the puck in. Hendrickson spots Mason Nevers right in front, and it was a bam-bam play. And is this line ever going tonight?
Rinzel takes it away, shields the puck, and now he'll skate it away. Snuggerud fires rink wide. Kurth comes across the line, has a man in front, gives it to Snuggerud for the hat trick. Chipped up the wall, Clark leads the rush across the blue line. Clark with some space, puts it in front, and slots right to the crease, and then it was swept away at the last second. And Owen Say will now take over. And you certainly aren't blaming the starter, Kemp.
You're not at all. I mean,
he felt like he played a whole game in that first period.
Now, you know, the key is now you start the second period. Minnesota has to go into this period thinking that it's a 0-0 game, because all of a sudden you let up, team gets one, he gets two, and they're right back in it.
And here comes Moore on a breakaway. Moore going right in, backhander, and Say comes up with a sensational save. Notre Dame, Kerr, long pass. They wave the icing. Janicki drops it back, high slot, Knuble. Shot and a goal, deflected out front and in. Jervav let the shot go, and we'll have to see if it was tipped, but Notre Dame.
Gophers unable to get the puck out. Knuble, nifty pass over to Jurasev. And I think he beat Airy clean. Up high, over the shoulder.
I said you put your feet in the present moment, you enjoy yourself where you're now, and he's just having a gas, and it's been really fun to be able to watch him.
You know, the great thing is, you know,
Middlestad, sharp angle shot, save the save, another shot turned away as well, and there is the horn to end a very impressive night for the Golden Gophers. That is the most of any current coach in all of Division I. And Pat, what has to happen here tonight? Can the Gophers come close to replicating what they did in that opening 20 last night?
You know, the key is getting on the defense of Notre Dame. They think they can really exploit
and
that.
It's right behind Gay, and he turns around, Say, but he has found it. On that far wall, trying to get it out to center. The Irish keep it in momentarily, keep it in a second time as Nelson. Now he'll curl back. Drops it off, long shot, deflected, and a goal. Parked in front, and the redirect goes in.
And you see right there, and the puck's going to come back here to the defenseman Murphy, parked right out in front. And gets a tip on it and gives the Irish a 1-0 lead.
Half dozen saves already here tonight. Now here comes Rinzel charging up the ice. Fires! Say gets a glove on it and then grabs his own rebound and holds on. And Say came here as a transfer from Mercyhurst. So Knuble now tips it ahead to Janicki. Across the line. Janicki centering pass, bouncing around the slot. Zemer though comes up with it and he'll get it ahead. Snuggerud gets around his man. Snuggerud going right to the net. Takes a shot, scores! Oh my, what a goal by Snuggerud!
To get that puck, and Snuggerud just powers past that defenseman, pulls the puck and puts it in between the legs of Owen Say. Watch him just drive to the net. He's gonna fake it, and then he's gonna pull it, and right in between the legs, Owen Say has no...
But boy, that was something else.
Long, right? And he gets that shoulder in, and...
Ooh, there's a tough chance. Big save by Soulier. A couple of whacks at it right on the doorstep there.
And look at this fourth line again, Jim. Just that energy line that just makes things happen.
Rinzel puts it right to the doorstep. Hendrickson knocking away at it. It's still loose. And finally Notre Dame comes away with it. Comprehensive, compassionate care created just for kids. Because the most important people in your world are their whole world. Jimmy just used to sit out in the backyard rigging fire pucks at that neighborhood kid. But turned out to be a good friend.
Yeah.
Now the Fighting Irish get a chance here and score. Putting it up top is Carter Slattery. A beautiful shot, picking high on the glove side, I believe, on Soulier, and Notre Dame back in front once again.
Some good puck work, puck movement here by the Irish. That pass is going to come to him, and he let it go. Beats Soulier to the short side, right over the shoulder.
It's it to Zemer, bouncing puck. Here's Zemer, fires one off the crossbar, and it sails up into the crowd and out of play. Plays it over to Knubel. Turns back, does Knubel. Feeds it across, but it's intercepted by Paulson. He's got Middlestad breaking. Here's Luke Middlestad, the defenseman going in, back, and he scores! And there is his first of the season for Luke Middlestad. What a goal!
Here we'll take a look at the Middlestad goal first. Watch how he uses his body, and actually he was falling down and gets that backhander off. Just great stick work, and Soulier was there to make the save.
Now Nelson, Fisher, long shot deflected, rebound loose. Soulier dives on it. Now Luke Middlestad keeps it alive for Minnesota. He's feeling it now, feeds it across. Paulson, wrap around, and Say was waiting for him on the near post. And Lamb on the backhand, and he's ridden off nicely by Kumlin. Puts him to the end boards. Notre Dame dumps it out. Here's Knubel, 2-on-1, fires and scores! Cole Knubel fires a shot that Soulier got a piece of, but it had enough on it. And once again, Notre Dame takes the lead.
In the neutral zone, and Notre Dame's going to get control of the puck. Knubel takes it upon himself, takes a shot. Soulier gets a piece of it. He's going to beat him right under the glove. Just
Lamb steps on the puck and goes down, but now it comes back to him, sends it right in front. Quick shot right on by Falloon, and Say makes the save.
Over here, watch. First it's going to be Brody Lamb down in the corner here. He and Huglin are going to battle, and then Huglin comes up with it, gets it to Lamb, and August Falloon takes that shot.
Notre Dame jumps on it, and they'll try for the shorthander. Here's Knubel in. Puts it right out in front. Big save there. Soulier comes across to stop Jaden Davis on the doorstep. The bench, but
yeah, here's Knubel. He just gets hammered. And then the Gophers take it up the other way. Are they going to try to protect it? And if they do, Minnesota's got to recognize that and throw everything at them, you know, especially in the offensive zone.
Moore flips it ahead. Kurth trying to poke it in. That was blocked. It comes over to Wood. Fires the shot. Say the rebound. And it's cleared away before a Gopher could jump on that loose puck as Kurth was in the neighborhood. Now Kurth gets it out to center. Moore across the line. Feeds it in front. Wood backhander scores! Finally, Matthew Wood gets one to go, and we're all even at 3.
Passed it back to himself. Watch Moore here. He's gonna throw the puck back, turn around, spot Matthew Wood. And Wood, with that long reach of his, beats the defender, goes to his backhand, and beats Owen Say to the far side. Right here, nice turnaround, good vision by Oliver Moore.
Janicki trying to poke it ahead, but Middlestad races back to take it away. Zemer now to Sniggerud. Sniggerud fakes the shot, now takes it. Oh, what a save by Say as he jetted out that Snuggerud.
Great save by Owen Say. Watch that pass there. Snuggerud fakes the slap shot, gets the wrist.
Pins it in the corner, and it looks like we are headed to overtime once again as Notre Dame gets a point, Minnesota gets a point. And he's been all over this sheet ice today. Face off, controlled again by Notre Dame. For over 2 minutes, approaching 3.
There, you've got him in your spot. There is where you've got to.
Fisher goes right to the net. Soulier sprawls to make the save.
Man, here's the first save on Fisher. What a save by Soulier. There you go. There you
plays
go.
it ahead.
There you go.
And now the Gophers finally have it. Chesley trying to get up the near side. He's tied up by Biondi, and the officials let that go. High slot, Knuble, there it is. Game winner. It's over. Blake Biondi buries it, and Notre Dame wins it in overtime, 4-3 over Minnesota.
Job of that. Once Minnesota did get control of it, Chesley lost it right at the blue line, and that kind of opened everything up. There's Kumlin there, and you're going to see Knuble make that pass.
And Blake Biondi buries it.
The former Mr. Hockey in Minnesota, wins it.
They're ranked 6th nationally in goals per game on offense and defense. So I think if they play a sound game, then they should have a lot of success tonight.
We're underway here in Ann Arbor. Face-off heads to the side, and the Spartans able to dump it in. Well, they're chasing Jonah. Another aspect tonight, and Yasmin touched on it, discipline, staying out of the box. How does that impact the plan tonight? Spartans break the puck out and dump it in. Battle for it in the corner. Haiti there for the Wolverines with help from Fantilli. It's a shot and a goal! Carson Dorwart strikes first. It looked like Logan Stein wasn't ready for it. And 2 minutes in Ann Arbor, the Spartans are on the board.
Yeah, this just proves there's no such thing as a bad shot on net.
Pass to Stramel just in the air. He couldn't control it. Russell still fighting for the puck in the neutral zone. He'll have some help from Stramel, who dumps it low. Howard cuts in, tries a shot, won't go. Exactly 10 minutes to go here in the first period. Spartans leading 6 shots to 4, and of course where it matters, 1-0. Now a nice chance from Dorwart. Redirected into the corner. Larson with the puck in front, another big save. Logan Stein standing tall.
To get as many shots on goal as possible. They haven't really been looking for the best angles or best chances, and it ended up working out. You saw it that first goal. They've had a few really great chances.
Now a chance in front, big shot, another save from Augustine. It's off the boards to Estapa, and it's intercepted. Nice read of the pass by the Spartans. The Michigan State back check has been firing on all cylinders tonight. Fantilli in control of the puck at the hash marks, turns it over to a defender. Right back to Ernest, who rips one straight into the glove of Augustine. And some extracurriculars with Fantilli in front. Wolverines still in possession. Now Duke cuts in, fires a shot off, deflected by O'Connell into the corner. Horkoff back out to the point. Edwards tries a one-timer. Tipped wide. And now here come the Spartans. Dorwart carrying the puck up near side and drops it back. Dumps it off to Rion Mullen under pressure, and Rion Mullen can't hold on to the puck. Now a turnover. Low in the Michigan zone, a big shot and save from Stein. Out to the point. Sturbach lets it fly. Logan Stein will lose his stick. Pass is tipped and back in the hands of Howard. Now Basgall. He'll try a tough angle shot. Movement in front, puck still loose, and finally Stein dives on it.
Michigan State was almost able to finish it off. I believe that was Charlie Stramel.
But still 2 minutes to go in this first period, and a near side draw in the Michigan zone. Like you've been saying, Jonah, it's clear that Michigan State, watch the tape. Here's a chance in front. O'Connell sends one right into the chest of Stein from the crease. Another quick whistle. He'll try a cross-ice pass to Haiti, who wasn't ready to receive the puck. Now Kelly in the opposite direction. Pass in front, tipped. Big rebound. Hallam tried to get a stick on it. Another chance, won't go. Man, right on the tip of the stick. Time will finally expire, and the Wolverines can take a deep sigh of relief that the score is only 1-0. We had a quick start there, and the play was quickly blown dead. No adjustment to the clock after 2 seconds ran off, and we're underway here for the second period at Yost Arena in Ann Arbor. Spartans brought the puck down into the Michigan zone quick, but here come the Wolverines. Estapa on the run. Big shot and wide. Now Duke throws it in front, looking for Ernest. No one home. Wolverines drop the puck low to Truscott. Pass tipped in front. Spartans swing the puck back to the near side. Howard turns, big shot. Easy blocker save for Logan Stein.
Again, big rebound though.
Now the Spartans re-enter. Pass in front, perhaps not intended for Gucciardi at the point, but he'll fire a shot, and there's that rebound again. Jonah picks it up for the Spartans. They'll move down towards the Michigan zone. Howard pulls up, cross-ice pass, big shot. Carson Dorwart let it rip, and it's deflected into the netting. Another stoppage, 18:05 to go in the second. Horkoff chases the loose puck. Help from Shifsky. Now Rion Mullen at the point. Drop back to Shifsky. Shot, Warner tied up in front. Big chance, but even better defense from Matt Basgall. He'll return it to Fantilli. He's got open ice in front of him. Looked like Fantilli was intending on a pass to LaPointe to be tipped and dumped in, but he couldn't get a stick on it. On the sideboard after. Can see the frustration. He'll try a hit. Now a 2-on-2 chance, delayed penalty coming, and it's on the Spartans. He'll drop the puck blindly behind him. Knew Edwards was there, but still a risky move. Now back out, swung around, Warner, one-timer, goal! Evan Warner evens us up. 1-1 our score.
Similar last week against Ohio State, with Werner posted up near the circle, near the faceoff dot on the left side, and that one looked like number 2 on Michigan State.
He chases after the errant puck, Now a big chance. Move in front and a huge save. Logan Stein.
Find that puck in the air while falling backwards into your own net. You can see he pops that puck up. He's getting pushed back. He's able to catch that while falling backwards.
Wolverines put one on the board. Now we're even. What needs to change this period? Fantilli uses the glass to clear. Gucciardi moves the puck up to Dorwat. Big chance in front and a goal! Joey Larson retakes the lead for the Spartans.
Down from Michigan. I don't know if they got caught in a change or something, but that last guy back was Estapa, who's a center, so neither of their defensemen were anywhere near that play.
Wolverines still in possession of the puck. Back to Duke, one-timer in front. Deflected out, and now a great chance for the Spartans. Van Sagi got a stick on it low, and he's in front with the chance. Big saves from Stein. He wasn't back in the net. Now the Wolverines back in control in the Spartan zone. Edwards drops the puck low. Halem looking for an opportunity, tries to move the puck in front, instead into traffic. Now back to Edwards at the point. D to D, drop back to Halem. The quick shot in front, big chance, goal! TJ Hughes evens us up at 2.
Of his career on that goal. And you can see why it's important to have bodies in front of the net. Although that puck didn't get to the net, there's so much going on.
5 seconds to go. Kelly with the puck over the block M, might try one shot, and time expires. We're headed to overtime in Ann Arbor.
They're at the advantage here, but I think if Michigan can get a rush, I think that they would be at the advantage with the speed that they have.
I say it every time I call hockey overtime. It's a game of keep away and conditioning. Changes the equation on everything. Even on the draw, you got one man back, one man either to your left or right. Big chance here, and a goal! Garrett Shifsky seals the deal in Ann Arbor. Michigan wins 3-2. A great end to a great game. Garrett Shifsky beats Trey Augustine, and the Wolverines take game 1 of the rivalry series.
I've let in a few bad goals. It's all about resetting, refocusing for the next shift, next shot.
The 350th all-time meeting between these two great rivals. They're separated their arenas by just 65 miles here in the great state of Michigan is underway. You saw Brandon Arado, a former Michigan player, Adam Nightingale, a former Michigan player as well. There's great respect amongst the two men and the two programs. Here we go. Edwards trying to throw a shot in from the left point, right in the spot that you mentioned Patrick Geary in the winter last year. It was about right where he scored the winning goal. And that flying fin out there, they just bring it every single shift. This play is whistled and called offside at the line.
4 games, they've only been shorthanded 4 times. And it's a team that on average has been shorthanded 4 times a game this season.
Basco rips it in! Just inside of the line! And Michigan State draws first blood on the power play goal from Matt Basco.
Get it back to the point. Basco has walked the line. And the human eclipse, Charlie Stramo, is in front of Logan Stein.
Rayon Mullen Edwards on the back end for the Wolverines. Puck free, Stramel's got it now. Off the kick plate up to the goal scorer. Basco low shot and a flash of leather from Logan Stein. Face up. Not Russell with him. Howard couldn't get it back. Good work from Truscott. Takes a bump and a shove there from Howard. Geary snaps a shot down low off the pad of Stein. Sturback trying to get a puck at the net. You mentioned the 3 shots for him last night. Snapped a couple of sticks too and some grade A chances, but Michigan kept him off the sheet. Geary drives a shot right into the breadbasket there.
It was his first win. He savored it, but nobody on the Wolverines savored it for too long. They knew what they were in for coming into Monday night.
Yep, and on the other side, there's a big pad save. If you're Michigan State, you got to flush that one quick, right?
I think when we talked to Adam Nightingale, I think, twice they took a 1-goal lead last night. They couldn't find that next one.
Yep.
That would have taken the steam out of the Wolverines.
And as much credit as MSU gets, here's Hallam. One-timer, and Augustine gobbles that up. In the hockey game, looking for the equalizer here. 28% they are on the power play. Here's a shot from Hughes. Snapped it in, bouncing puck. Unable to gather it. Now Manisto. Here he comes. D'Angelo's a free man. Here comes Manisto. Big save. 2 big saves. And Shouty got robbed on the second one. And
He's never able to establish a setup in the Michigan State zone. And they get moving. Shouty and Manisto on the 2-on-1, and Logan Stein, one spectacular stop.
Man with a puck on his stick has the goal. Flips it back now for the speedy Dorwart. On to Howard for Stramel. In front. Dorwart there, and that right leg of Stein. Now found new homes. Here's Basco, patient. Wrist one in, punched down there by Stein. Came free to Russell. Russell with a shot down low. Kicked away again with that right pad. Right in front. Stramel there. They score! Charlie Stramel. They call him the Greek Adonis, and he comes through.
Charlie Stramel on the initial rush up the ice. Michael Hage had him contained, but then Stramel gets inside positioning on the Michigan forwards and the Michigan defense, and the big lad does the rest from there. Charlie Stramel, 6'3", 250.
How important is it in your mind for Michigan to get the next goal here in this game?
Oh, absolutely imperative. Michigan State.
Look out here. There's a loose puck. Good stick. Tyler, Michigan native from Copper Country up there in the Keweenaw, Calumet, Michigan, if you're familiar, in the UP. And Jarecki was in front. Got a whack at it, but Stein has...
Best friends with Tiernan Chowdy, but during the season, we don't talk. We don't even text. All business.
Indeed the case, and we begin this second. Right ahead now, Horkoff gets in behind everybody. Will Horkoff in? How about Gary coming back? What a play from the Buffalo draft pick. Now Larson knocked the stick out of the hands of Rayo Mullen. Now Big Haiti, the freshman D, jumping in. Now Hage plays it back. Good look there, but right in.
To the stick away, good play by the sophomore defenseman from Buffalo.
Big time stuff. Augustine had that hit. It looked like Hage took a stick up down on the chin. Augustine, the blocker again. Michigan coming with some push here. They got this big group out there. They've got Hage out there with Ernestine and Horkoff now. It's a lot of big young men. Good job there by Augustine. Ernestine,
as you would expect from a first-round NHL draft pick, but he's handled it well and continued to produce big goals, big points.
See how that riles him up. You know it will. It took a stick there in the chin. Edwards the shot. Left pad save from Trey Augustine, the second-round draft pick of his hometown Detroit Red Wings. South Lyon, Michigan, centering pass, and he makes another big stop. Augustine with a huge save, and Pakmara's got the arm in the air.
Night in, night out, and Daniel Russell has answered that call.
Saw that replay there, trying to stay on side, just couldn't. Good chance there, and a great look from Stramel, and Stein got him with the right pad. Baskill now, Dorwark. Spartans on the man advantage here. They go into the middle there to Howard. Out of his reach with 80 seconds to go as Baskill backtracks inside of his own end. Sellout crowd here at Mon. One timer and another stop for the right pad there. Up top to Andrews. Over they go. Van Sagi in front off that shot sent in there. O'Connell back up top to Andrews. One timer. Larson score. Michigan State gets another one in the power play. Van Sagi was in front of the goaltender, and the Spartans have a 3-0 lead.
He's great at puck retrievals. Off the net, bang. He's going to get it up the wall and then go to the net. And he's tasked with taking Logan Stein's eyes away. He does exactly that. And Joey Larson, who can fire a puck as well as it.
Third power play of the game for Michigan. Nothing to show for it, just 2 shots. At the line, denied entry, puck turned over. Sturback now slings it ahead. Look at Howard. He's got Stramel with him. On to Stramel. What a bullet down low. Charlie Stramel. 4-0 on his second of the game. This one, a shorthanded tally.
4th shorthanded goal of the season for the Spartans. And we talked about the Spartans power play and Charlie Stramel, their net front presence, big bruiser. He's got some pretty soft hands too, as you saw there. Ethan Edwards attitude, and that's the attitude the coaching staff has with him, because remember the first period, he was outstanding. You're not blaming Logan Stein for what's transpired on the scoreboard.
Totally agree, and if you're a Michigan State fan, you'll love these numbers. In the third, they seem to get stronger. I mean, what we hear from the players we talked to this week, Russell, and here comes Howard now right up the middle of the sheet, leads with 18, and he stopped there looking for 19. Oh.
You know, it leads to speed like this for Isaac Howard, pulling away from Ethan Edwards, who's got even Notre Dame and Penn State. There's no guarantee. You know, those teams get goaltending from Owen Say and the big Russian, and
there's a goal. Michigan finds the back of the goal. Evan Werner from that left circle. Hughes and company on the power play. It's going to be a little bit too late, but they break the shutout for Trey Augustine.
TJ Hughes will extend his point streak to 7 games. Evan Werner looking shot, and then he goes the stick.
12 years in the net down the road, so 5.9 seconds to go here in this game. Hady's got it, hammers it off the wall and down. Horn goes.
A more tumultuous start to their name, and we are officially underway. Badgers are 9-12-1 coming into this contest, but we said before that LIU, they're a team that Mike Hastings told us that get another shot chipped aside. They got more goals than the Badgers. Austin Brimmer leading the way. A nice move, but it's ripped away from John Gormley, the captain. And something Wisconsin thrives on is their ability to possess the puck. That's kind of been the secret sauce of their defense. Oh, right out in front, Finley scores! Just like that, Wisconsin makes it 1-0. We can talk about the depth, but the reason why they've been working about their depth is because that front line has been fantastic all year. You can see Finley off the rebound.
Wisconsin just trying to clear the zone and get a breakout pass going. Leads to another icing.
Grega wins the faceoff, played in, redirect, and it's in! Scarfoni didn't know where the puck was, and it crept its way underneath. LIU ties it up just like that.
The amount of shots that they were able to put on that last trip down just squeaks its way through.
And shovel it down the ice. Facing some pressure there is Bernardo, and he loses it. A lane here from Morrissey. Morrissey with a drive and a score! Gavin Morrissey ends period number 1 with major fireworks.
Had a quick get that shot off before the LIU back check was there for him. Right into the back of the net.
That's why we love this sport so gosh darn much. Period number 2 underway. Wisconsin give them an early face-off lead, or a narrow one, I should say, 10-9. It's been pretty even throughout in a multitude of different ways. I'd say Wisconsin maybe a slight advantage. Now Wisconsin hunting for 3. Instead, it's snatched away, and another opportunity for a break. Here comes LIU, a shot to score! We're tied!
It was one of the more appealing shots you could see all day.
Bit over 30 seconds. Morrissey underneath, slip through block, but Finley able to retrieve the puck. Hensler again's got, he'll play it in himself, and it's in! With time ticking down in the power play, Wisconsin retakes the lead. We'll see, it might have been a redirect. You can see Laskowski pointing at Hensler.
Yeah, I think that, I was trying to get another look at that, but it kind of just looked like it was another one of those plays that Scarfoni took.
Awful good time on the ice, specifically on defense, but now making his presence felt on offense a bit to give his team a lead. Now Badgers hunting for more underneath, a score for Simon Tassi. He just hit one through the back of the net, and the Badgers make it 4-2.
Takes a nice pass from Sawyer Scholl just as teams are getting back to full strength, so it won't go down as a power play goal, but from Botterill, where he was able to get that pad on, get him a little warm coming in off the bench, see what the Badgers can do to keep testing him into this third period.
Yeah, Terry out in the freshman from Victoriaville, Quebec. Neither nationally ranked in the traditional poll, but you've got 12 games left. Oh, out in front, and it's in! Just like that, LIU gets the goal, and it is a 1-score lead.
That aggressive nature, just forcing that turnover in the offensive zone.
Well, I guess you got two teams who are good at faceoffs. You're bound to have some situations like that. Oh, that's Schultz with some room, and he scores! Zach Schultz extends the lead.
It's not just the offense coming to play. That first line was out there, but Schultz getting it done from
too far in front of Morrissey. 1 minute left on the power play. Dexheimer to Morrissey again. Morrissey rips one and scores! In a back and forth fight, Morrissey just threw a haymaker.
Yeah, this is a 1-goal game in the early going here, but 10 minutes, 10 seconds left. That feels like.
Swooping back in, out in front, a collection of bodies still loose. And the final seconds end in a flurry.
Starting line of Luger, Schoen, and Paquette. Luger and Schoen seniors. Paquette, a graduate student. 7 seniors will be honored after the game tonight.
Canisius wins the opening draw, and they decide to shoot at the length of the ice for an icing just 8 seconds into the count. Scallucci up ice to Peters. He'll tip one in, and Penn State on the forecheck. Wickstrom out of his cage. He'll wrap one around the dasher. Shot from DeGraves, trying to catch him off guard. They score! Keaton Peters playing Johnny on the spot from the shot from DeGraves, and the Nittany Lions strike early. It's 1-0 here from Pagula on senior night. Fires a shot blockered away by Wickstrom. Puck's loose behind the cage of Petter Wickstrom. A whistle and a high stick motion from fakes the drop and carries into the defensive zone of Canisius. Simon Mack on his forehand, fires, kicked away, rebound out front. Luger's fans on it. Genev sends it down low. Doyak hounding on the forecheck. Genev, nothing doing. He'll wrap it around the wall to Fink. Fink, low to Genev. They'll switch places. One-timer Mack from the point. That's gloved. Big save from Petter Wickstrom there to close things off. 10-24. Serrato near circle. Slows it down. He plays catch with DeMarsco. Now walks down low. Sends a pass to Weebush. Weebush looking back door. They score! Ben Schoen! The senior from Maumee, Ohio, scores his 4th of the season, 13th of his career, and Penn State takes a 2-0 lead with 10:08 left in the first period.
The senior Schoen on senior night scores on the power. Some really great passing right in front of the cage, taking away the eyes of Wickstrom there, and Ben Schoen able to net one in.
Ben Schoen, the bar down, tap in from the doorstep. They don't ask how. Tar on his forehand, walking in. Fires a backhand off the side of the cage. Back on it, Tar. Sends a pass up top to Payne. Payne in front of Penn State's bench. Will dump one down low. Oh, on the power play for Penn State. Up top, Shade. Point to point. Amon fires one loose out front. Shade, Schoen, almost buries it. Now it's Lugers up top to Shade. Shade working around his forward. Catches a pass from Crespo. 2-on-1 developing. Genev, toe drag release. Big save by Wickstrom. That's a big one for confidence there. Newen, zone of Penn State, turns it over to Christensen. Odd man rush the other way. Serrato, DeMarsico fires. Big save, rebound, loose out front. Cleared away by Canisius. McDermott the other way again. He'll carry into the Penn State defensive zone, into that near corner. Fires a no-angle shot. Sticked away by Sergeyev. Picked back up by Porter, but he has that one poked away by Shade. 3-on-2 for the Nittany Lions. Carter Shade, far side Weebush, now in front. DeMarsico scores! Beautiful play, and Matt DeMarsico caps it off with a tap in out front. Nittany Lions lead 3-0 here in the first period.
Well, Hayden, beautiful plays lead to beautiful goals, and that's exact Shade to Weebush to DeMarsico, who gets one right past the Canisius netminder. From shutting down Aiden Fink right here. Fink, one of those guys, you don't want to leave him all alone out and just poke it back to one of your teammates. It makes things all that easier for the Nittany Lions.
Ben Schoen wins the opening faceoff, scored the second goal of the game here on senior night. Schoen, the senior from Mack, play catch. Mack now center ice. Good pass. Here's DeMarsico in alone on a breakaway. Matt DeMarsico fires. Big save, Wickstrom. Weebush picks back up. Weebush fires that one wide.
We're just getting to a point where they were building up tension and building up momentum on the ice. Saw a little bit of pushing and shoving there, but nothing too crazy going on the ice.
Penn State able to break out with Amon. Amon carrying through neutral ice. Lugs it in the offense zone. Dick fires, blocker save. Big one there from Wickstrom. Back and forth action to start this second period. Picks it off though. Back the other way come the Nittany Lions. Peters dumps it in. First two is Marshall. He has that poked away. Out front, Peters off the side of the cage to Marsico. Back on that one, sends it up top. Crespo, though, knock of Sergeyev. Farthing first to his rebound. Now it's McDermott. McDermott out front, shot, fire, they score! Hunter Andrew puts Canisius on the board with 8:44 left in period number 2. A beautiful shot from the slot area to cut the Penn State lead down to 2.
Canisius had to take the eyes of Arseny Sergeyev away. Taking another look at this goal. Arseny Sergeyev just gets down, but the puck goes right over him. Canisius.
One developing with the Graves. Cervano pad pass, rebound out front, turned away by Wickstrom. DeGraves, a good opportunity there. He has a primary assist. The referees and our linesmen, Nick Huff and Christopher Williams, same crew from last night. Face-off one to open the period by Haskins for the Golden Griffins. They dump it on in. First two is Christensen. Puck works the blue line, shot, rebound out front, turned away by Sergeyev. Big save early to start period number 3. Another tip out front, kicked away by Serge, just chipping it out of the zone. He turns it over though. Kadzi, 3-on-2 here for Canisius. Kadzi, hands off, firing a shot. Cicero, that one smothered. Rebound out front, they score! Alex Cicero, the graduate student transfer from Holy Cross, adds another to the scoreboard, his 3rd of the season, and just like that, it's a 1-goal game.
Well, Hayden, we were talking about if you're Canisius, how can you gain momentum toward a goal here by Alex Cicero puts Canisius within 1 of tying it. They just get Arseny Sergeyev while they're down, and Alex Cicero from the left side of the net just taps that one in right behind Sergeyev. His eyes are taken away. He can't see from that point. Your score now, Penn State 3, Canisius.
Oh, far wall Tar. He rips one toward the cage. That one saved by Sergeyev. Puck loose near corner. Coella fans on a pass. Now down low, pass out front from Funk. Evades everybody, skips down into the Canisius defensive zone. 10 seconds left on the clock here from Pagula. Canisius has to work quick. Coella tips it in. 5 seconds left on the clock. Cade Christensen's just gonna eat it on the wall. 3, 2, 1. The Nittany Lions do it. They sweep the Golden Griffins. They close out non-conference play with a big series sweep to go to 500 on the season.